What's up everybody, it is I, Hero Vange, and welcome to another Pokemon Go PvP Kingdom Cup video. Let's get into the battles. Today, I am so excited to be doing a video on Bronzong. Bronzong. I didn't understand the hype before, you doing these practice battles, right? I didn't understand why there were so many posts about him, why there were so many people asking about him in my comment section, why there were so many people mentioning him on the Discord servers that I'm part of. Yeah. And once I got to test him, once I built my own Bronzong up, I understood right away. Clear as day. Yes, he's a fantastic Pokemon, and it's highly likely that I will be running him on my team of 6 for my Kingdom Cup. I haven't finalized yet, but most likely he's gonna be there. Why? Because I feel like out of all the Pokemon, outside of the Ball Core, what is the Ball Core? Bastiodon, Altaria, Lapras, Lucario. Okay, that is the Ball Core, okay? Out of that core group of Pokemon, I feel like Bronzong here is gonna be the one that catches most people off guard. It's very difficult. You have to be deliberate in preparing for fighting against him in the Kingdom Cup. And he's kind of you might think that you get him, but not really. Because he's a little bit more complex compared to the other Pokemon outside of the Ball Core. But we'll talk about it, okay? Anyways, this is the team comp. Let's see how we do. So lesson number 1 for Bronzong is that he is a fantastic lead Pokemon. So this matchup right here is a pretty close matchup. But you see the weird thing about Bronzong is he makes you think in a weird way. Because, look at this, right? My friend doesn't shield his Lucario. He didn't shield his Lucario because his Lucario had this much health left, right? Which I think is, different compared to the other leads, right? It makes it, there's a weird effect that he has on the battlefield, right? Also because he has pretty good matchups on most Pokemon, not all, but most Pokemon. Anyways, so I'm stuck on this weird matchup here. I'm fighting fire against my fire, but the thing is, I'm trying to get Charizard as close to death as possible because fighting Charizard with Lucario is a stupid idea, but I'm able to farm him up for a little bit of energy there. The last Pokemon is Lapras, okay? We'll talk more about Bronzong because he's quite, I feel like he's quite complex because the way that he does all the matchups, it's weird. It's different. Now you see the weird thing about Bronzong is with the way that his matchups go, he makes you choose. Do you really want to save this Pokemon? Do you want to shield it? And then he makes you think, right? But the HP is so low. Is it worth it? Right? And a lot of people, they're gonna be like, maybe it's not worth it. Maybe it's just let the Pokemon go. And if so, you lose that matchup, right? Like with Lucario earlier, if he didn't shield that Lucario, I take that, right? So I did take that. And then if he gets to the next Pokemon, usually Bronzong has pretty good damage on, the general meta. Plus he deals a lot of damage even with just the fast attacks because he has confusion, right? He deals, I'd say he deals most of his damage with his fast attacks. Here's another thing, another weird thing about him, right? If he loses, right, he gets the Pokemon so close to death that your next Pokemon will be able to farm it up for energy. Well, get a little bit of energy. And that's fantastic for setting up Lucario. Because, with Lucario, if you get that little bit of energy, you can power through, a lot of your counters. Especially if they don't shield. Anyways, I have a lot to say about Bronzong. He's quite complex. This is the team comp. This is a stupid idea. Don't ever do this. Let's see how we do. So we start the match off with Alolan Marowak versus Altaria. So this is what I do in this very bad matchup, right? I go straight for the Shadow Ball because, it sometimes catches people off guard. But my buddy knows how long that takes to charge up. And so, he shielded it. Good for him. I'm like, okay, Alolan Marowak, you're not gonna get in a sneaky Shadow Ball. It's just gonna be stupid if I keep trying. Let's, do something with other people, right? Plus, I need that shield because my last Pokemon is Lucario. Anyways, so we bring in the Zong. Now, I have examples of Altaria versus Bronzong later on as both leads. But, just know that he has this matchup, right? I just decided to shield there because I was thinking that the next Pokemon is probably gonna be Blaziken, but no. He brought in Charizard, which is something that he wasn't using at the time, but, he caught me off guard. And this is a bad matchup right here because Charizard is a fantastic Lucario farmer. It's probably, for me, right, the best Lucario farmer. And so, I'm gonna lose this, but the Zong doing work, right? Solid, solid. So going back to what I said earlier, the Zong makes your opponent choose. Do you want to win this matchup and get set up on, or do you want to lose this and, you know, try your luck with your next Pokemon type of thing, right? But he has good general coverage, and so he'll still hit that next Pokemon for a good amount of damage with that fast attack. So adding that knowledge with the fact that he's good with Altaria, Lapras, Lucario, the three safer-ish, right? There's no really like safe lead in the Kingdom Cup, but safer-ish leads. He can take those guys depending on shielding. If you mix that with that makes him a fantastic lead. And if it's not an absolute wall that he's fighting against, Bastiodon, Steelix, you know, stuff like that really takes him down, then he'll do pretty goddamn good. He will do some stuff. Okay? So I was thinking Charizard, let's bring in Lapras, let's see how we do. Now some of you might feel really alienated right now. You don't understand what's happening. But after a couple of matchups with Bronzong, I swear you will understand. So did you see that right there? Bronzong, since my buddy now knows that, you know, he can beat Lucario and force him to think, should I shield my Lucario or not, right? Because he now knows that that matchup is weird, he swapped right away, and that gave me, you know, the advantage. So that's another good thing about him. If somebody kind of knows what's up with Bronzong, and yet he's still not prepared, you will force that switch. Okay, here we go. Now this is a good matchup right here, okay? So we got Bronzong, we got Altaria. Alright, so he takes one heavy slam. Plus, since I hit that Charizard earlier, I am able to get off another heavy slam. And now he's got that choice. Should I shield my Altaria or nah? He chose nah because his last Pokemon was Lucario. But the thing is, since my Bronzong got to that last Pokemon, plus he does a lot of damage with Confusion, he still was able to hit that Lucario pretty hard. So we take the first best of 3, moving on to the next one. Now, let me add more stuff that you should know about Bronzong. Okay, you should know. Okay, now you know that shield, no shield, mind game. Okay, you got, you know, he can handle the decent leads, and so he kind of like shifts the power in a weird way, right? He's got that weird effect on the battlefield because Altaria, not safe anymore. Lucario, not safe anymore. Lapras, not safe anymore, right? Okay, so here's the thing, here's the third scary thing about him, is that to beat him, you have to do something deliberate. You have to do something that will, you know, kind of put you at a disadvantage with just normal Kingdom Cup gameplay. Because what do you have to do? You have to lead with, if you think that he's gonna be a lead, right? You have to lead with Alolan Marowak. You have to lead with Steelix, which might not be, you know, a good idea against somebody who knows that, right? And so it becomes a mind game over a mind game. You know, you have to deliberately do something to prepare for this guy. And here's the thing, if you don't have those guys on your roster, if you don't have like something that can handle Bronzong on your roster, then that is bad. Because that is, you know, it's the clear way to win, right? Because he can handle your leads. Your leads aren't safe anymore. And so he's got that weird meta shifting type of thing going on. So long story short, if you're not prepared for the Zong, he will destroy you. And if you are prepared for the Zong, you have to do something deliberate, like really change the way that your team is set up to beat him, right? Is he gonna use it though? Anyways, let's see how we do. So we start the match off with a Bronzong versus Lucario. Okay, we got that matchup. Okay, he swapped right away. As you can see, once players start to like understand, then he's got that pressure game. He's got that pressure game. Okay, so that's another good thing about him as a lead. Okay, so here we are fighting Charizard. Here I am thinking, okay, the last Pokemon is probably not Blaziken, right? Because that would be double fire. That would be insane if I ran a Lapras. That would be bad for him. So I'm thinking the last Pokemon is probably Lapras. I'm just, you know, thinking. So, you know, I didn't shield my Altaria. I'm not gonna shield my Bronzong. I'm gonna save my shield for my my Lucario. But, you know, I saw that he was, you know, still pretty far away from death. Plus, like, a couple of more punches on my Lucario would be bad, right? So I shielded there just to get him, like, down. Okay? And it worked. But his last Pokemon is Blaziken. Caught me off guard. He caught me off guard. Dang! That is a ballsy move. So, he's got that block, or no block, mini game, mind game. He can offset the power balance in the lead Pokemon metagame. He can make your opponents swap. He's got good swap pressure. Plus, to beat him, you have to do something deliberate, and people who don't prepare for him will get stomped. He's fantastic. He's amazing. So I'm very impressed with him. I have him there, and I'm just testing out partnerships. Let's see how we do. So we start the match off with a really bad matchup. That's Ice Shard right there. Need to swap. He's actually a pretty safe swap in because wide coverage. But Charizard though, no. I lose to that. But, you know, I deal a good amount of damage. I got off one shield. I thought, you know, okay, that's a win. I don't need anything else. Just get that, we're good. So, I swap in my Altaria, which is gonna be able to farm up his Charizard. Because, you know, this Dragon Claw is gonna do super effective damage, but Altaria is a freaking monster. So, he swaps in his Lapras, which takes a Sky Attack to the face, and then I duck just in time to my Blaziken because I had no plans of shielding that Ice Beam. That would have taken my Altaria out. Okay, so I take that out. I farmed up energy. His last Pokemon is Lucario, which is fantastic because even if he takes out my Blaziken, which he's not gonna be able to do, I still have Altaria. Now this team comp right here, I love this team comp. Fantastic team comp. Why? Because Bronzong, right? If he can get the first shield, you can duck to Blaziken and then get the second shield. That is gonna be insane, dude, if I'm able to like pull that off. Yeah, so I like the Bronzong Blaziken combo. That's pretty good. Also, you know, if I choose not to duck, right? Let's say with Bronzong I get one shield, I get the opponent to like that much HP, right? Blaziken can sweep up, get that little bit of energy, and then hit the next Pokemon like really hard, or burn another shield, right? So it sets up whatever the third Pokemon is. Altaria, you know, might be that Pokemon or, you know, something else or whatever, you know, but Bronzong Blaziken, that's a fantastic pairing. Let's see how we do. So we start the match off with Bronzong versus Ice Shard Lapras. Okay, let's see how this match plays out. He charges faster than Water Gun, so he gets a Surf. Okay, let's see how much damage it does. That's okay, not bad. Okay, let's see, is he gonna shield this? He decided to shield it. Alright, okay, so we got one shield. I'm like, monkey see, monkey do. Block the Surf. Okay, let's try to get off another heavy slam. Nope, he got his earlier. I'm like, okay, that's fine. Now, we're gonna bring in Blaziken. We're gonna use this thing for energy, and we're gonna hit the next thing with, you know, a charge attack that will either cause it to shield or, you know, take a lot of damage. So he didn't decide to shield. So I swapped to my Altaria. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna use my shield now because I know that I can farm this thing up and then hit the next thing with a Sky Attack and, you know, break that shield. The last Pokemon is Charizard. Unfortunately for him, he was not able to get his Charizard on the right matchup, right? Bronzong. So, you know, I'm gonna take this. And so we take the second best of 3, moving on to the next one. Same team comp, let's see how we do. So we start the match off with Bronzong versus Lucario. That's not a good matchup for him. He swaps right away to Blaziken. Oh my god, Bronzong is like, ding ding, it's dinner time. I'm about to eat some spicy chicken. The next Pokemon is Lapras. Look how much damage I'm gonna be able to do to it before it kills me. Fantastic lead. That pressure, that coverage, the amount that it deals to whatever is left, it's amazing. Think about it, guys. What are the chances that you're not gonna run an Altaria, a Lucario, a Blaziken, and Lapras to a lesser extent? But yeah, still. Right? What are the chances that you're not gonna run those 4 meta Pokemon, bruh? So yeah, same team comp. I am addicted to this team comp right here. There's so many things that you could do with it. And yeah, let's see how we do. So we start the match off with Bronzong versus Altaria. Interesting matchup. Okay, so here's what I do, right? So I charge up the Heavy Slam, okay? And then, when he does a Sky Attack, I don't shield, right? I'm not gonna shield this. Why? Because I want him to do Monkey See, Monkey Do. He didn't shield it. And that decides the match right away. You have to decide right away, do you want to keep this Pokemon alive or not? Because if you don't, okay, so I'm gonna shield that now because I'm gonna copy him, right? Because he shielded, right? If you don't, I get to bust the next shield, okay? Boom! Bust the next shield, still get a fast attack, couple of fast attacks, decent amount of damage, plus I bust the shield. Okay, we got Altaria out. Now usually, if it's Altaria versus Charizard, I would farm Charizard up if he's around like 1/3 HP, something like that. Like less than half. But since, you know, he was at nearly full, like 80%, right? I went for like the normal gameplay. Okay, the last Pokemon though is Blaziken. Oh my god. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you learned something. Remember to leave a like, comment down below. How do you beat Bronzong? Have you prepared something to fight Bronzong? And also, are you gonna run Bronzong on your team? Let me know, okay? Because he's fantastic. I love him. I'm most likely gonna run him on my team. Subscribe if you haven't yet. Zong Zong! That notification bell. Was it? No? No? I'll see you on the next one. Bye, guys.